Hello, hello, hello. First live back after traveling for 2 weeks in California, being at Michael Taft's Mount Madonna retreat, teaching movement there. It's a meditation retreat. And now I am back in NYC, in Nice. So I am going to start moving and I'll do a lymph flush and some breath and some just stuff. I just got off the plane yesterday, so this is a reboot. I got in last night. So starting with just a breath. Think of everything going down. So the breath is coming in and up and energy is pushing down and out. Let your shoulders come up, let your whole body move. So it's getting energy through your system, shaking out, getting lymphatic flow going, waking up the whole thing, just letting somebody into the Zoom. Breathing. Hello. It's already going live on the tube, so I'm just going to mute you and start drawing me. Just shaking, shake and bake, not really shake and bake, just shake and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your shoulders move, let your whole body move. Jiggle, let it out, let it out, let it out. And then coming together, rubbing your hands together, coming in for the lymph flush. So the first place we're going to do is right hand to upper left quadrant right up here. As I joggle my computer. Oops. There we go. Joggle computer. Getting into this upper clavicle. We're not jamming it. We're not trying to tear through our tissues. We are being gentle and kind. My hand is mostly flat, just moving along there, getting that subclavian vein to, well, the return of the lymph into the subclavian vein really open. Same thing on the other side. Just a little dusty here. And I'm going to move just a little bit underneath. Sometimes I see people do this and they're barely touching it. Get your whole hand and kind of move it around. Like if you were doing this to each hand, it's kind of like you're doing that to your clavicle, your collarbone. And then coming up to the angle of the jaw, right in there. And this is a great daily practice. So here's the angle of my jaw. I can feel the bones. I'm just going in and under, very light and gentle. You don't need to, again, jam in there, especially if your lymph nodes are a little swollen. I'm going to open my mouth, squish up my face. So squish, 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 open, especially in the privacy of your own home. I get to do it on the YouTubes and the Zoom room because I really don't care, right? I'm not worried about what you think what I look like. Waking up inside my face. I'm going to do one right here next to my nose. So there's a little indentation going in there with a circle. Gentle. Clearing up. Dr. Perry Nicholson calls this the toilet of the face. I don't think I would call anything a toilet in my body, but whatever analogy works. Take it down to right under your cheekbone, in there. Oh yeah, right there. Might be just a little inside of that. So if I go straight down, if I come in just a little bit, that place is a little tender. So that's probably a little stuck. I'm going to be gentle with it, not jamming it too hard, just inviting movement in there. Squishing up and opening my face too. So I'm working from the inside and the outside. Shake it out, rub your hands together. 10 little dragons running through the forest. And you can think of taking your skin and just moving it over your cranium. So this doesn't, again, have to be your fingers totally digging in, but it can be more like that here. But also getting your tissue of your skin on your cranium to move a little bit so it's not gummed up. right? Inviting movement into our bodies, into our surface area. And then I'm just going to go down the back of my neck here to my shoulders. Yeah, so sitting, I was in the flight. I was sitting a lot yesterday. I was on like the BART for the whole ride into SFO. Then I was on the flight for whatever, straight direct flight to JFK. And then I was on the the Sky train and then the E train last night, which turned into the F train and took me down to Second Avenue. So then I was on the entire ride of that, which is a lot of sitting. I had a mask on the train and on the plane. Maybe more to protect the people around me than to even protect myself, but it was a combo platter. All right, we're coming back in. Shake it out, shake it out. K27 point right here. Here is our collarbone. Drop down. There should be a little indentation circling in there. So we're doing a little bit of energy work as well as the lymph flush. A little qigong. This one just feels good to me. And also if I am feeling like, if I need to calm myself a little bit, I often come in here and just do this slow and gentle. And let's go with a thymus thump and Tarzan voice. Oh. So we're vibrating when we add the sound, the voice, the vocalization, vibrating the tissue with sound. Oh. Right hand to left armpit, pec back to the lymph flush. Oh, doing that face stuff has cleared up my nose a little bit. Wasn't stuffed up, but you never know what's hanging out in there anyway. And the other side, same thing. Then we're going to go in sternochyly. There's my belly button, xiphoid process right in the middle, that stripe there, in and up. So it's below my ribs, right? The bottom of my ribs is here, going like this, and it's right there, in and up. We did get to that with the diaphragmatic breathing, but now we're just manually jamming in there a little bit. Not too hard. We're not destroying tissue. And we're going to do a pull. I'm just going to pull up my shirt, show you my ribs. Here's my ribs. I'm going to just do a rib from that xiphoid process down, pulling, just digging my fingers in there a little. In the 90s, I studied connective tissue therapy, a Bindegewebs massage, after studying at the Laban Institute. And this is one of the pulls. So we're just getting our liver, our diaphragm, our spleen, to have a little bit of movement in there. And then I'm going to pull from this inside to the side. This is like a whole, this is all like Ginshi removal of stuff. That's the technical term for it. And then coming into inguinal fold right in here between your pubic bone and your hip bone in the grotesque plane, right? Anytime. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Anytime I am going to go into that. Anytime your hands are kind of gesturing around your junk, the grotesque plane. And then taking it around behind your knees. But that's somebody's concept of it, right? That is, in Laban, this would just be horizontal plane at the pelvic level or at the heart level or at the eye level. But we could say grotesque plane, truth plane, vision plane, inspiration, all these things. Getting to behind the eye of your knee. How does movement feel in your body when you do something like this? Yes, I would like to share my riches with all of you people. Serve the sandwiches to everyone in the room. Shake it out, shake it out. Let's go back to that. So this is very up and down. And then we're going to spiral. So the twists. Right now, in this first version of twists, I'm staying centrally located between my two legs and spiraling around my spine, right? Or my center, my midline. So when I'm here in the center, it's probably going to be the most spinal movement in the twist. I'm looking all the way behind me. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to think of pushing off of one foot. So I'm pushing and I'm bending, looking away. So I'm feeling this relationship from the floor up through my head. And this spiral is kind of going on a diagonal, just a little bit when it gets to the end. A little teeny bit of a diagonal there. That's one way. I could go further and flex my foot, right? A little more Qigong version. Feeling the flow of that movement. Again, this is great for lymphatic. These twists, our whole body has lymph nodes all over it. And when we're twisting, we're giving them an extra little squeeze, right? When we're moving our tissue in a way that it's not just normally sitting, we're giving that lymph a chance to flow. And everything else, right? Healthy bodies have flow. We're going to keep going with this. We are going to go onto the foot. You're going to push and take it to one foot. Push and take the other. So start this at your foot, pushing and spiraling up. Like you're going onto the foot that you're moving towards the foot that your weight is going onto. So there's a weight shift, and I'm doing a little heel off the floor, pivot in the back, still looking around behind me, feeling this spiral all the way up, letting my arms hit, and then coming back in. And let's circle the shoulders, big circles, rib cage, lungs, heart, and chest mobilizing. So there's so many things that like we can do with our body in movement, and they're all going to affect us differently. Like if I just do something that is more like poses and positions, this could, I mean, there's so many styles of yoga now that we can't necessarily say, but let's just say I'm doing like maybe a vinyasa class where there's a lot of movement, but there's no bounce, right? That's going to affect, let's go circle forward. The lack of bounce is going to affect our tissues in a certain way. If I do urban rebounding or some kind of jumping class, great for the tissue to get that bounce, right? Or running, contralateral movement. Might want to stretch after that. All right, we're going to do internal rotation, external rotation, spiraling in, curling, spiraling out, opening. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Rotating in, rotating out, getting that spiral in the joints. I'm really feeling my shoulder blades move in, open up. So they're widening and then narrowing in the back, widening and narrowing. Shoulder blades moving on my back. Good. Let's just do a swing with a bounce, free flow on top. Now you're going to let the arms keep going up and over. So it's the same swing to start, but they keep circling. Change direction. They're going to hit at the bottom and then at the top at the same time. Bottom and top. It kind of looks like they're going not that way, but because I was looking at the video, but what I am trying to do is hit the same time at the bottom and the top. Shake it out, let it go. Let's just take them together. Elbows are going to go on your sides, circling. Go the other way. And then hold your hands out, circle your wrists, or if I'm doing a figure eight, I say circle, and then my body just goes, no, I want a figure eight. So it's up to you. You can circle or figure eight. Obviously, I have no control over what's happening over here. Change direction if you can. If you're circling, it should be easy to change direction. The figure eight might feel a little weird. Imagine that you're just shooting like sparkles, energy, sparklers out of your fingertips. So there's energy moving through your whole arm outward from your elbow to your hands. Let's make that bigger. It doesn't even matter if you look anything like what I'm doing. Just get that swing in your arms. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shoulders up, drop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So tippy toes, land. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down and out. Up and in, down and out. Up and in, down and out. Up and in, down and out. In, out, in. This is like a slow motion jump. Or I don't know. We could really be going up and then down and out. All right, that's enough of that. Let's take it down to the floor, sitting on your butt. Down to the floor and cross-legged position. Crisscross applesauce. If that position doesn't work for you, sit in a different position. For me, this exercise we're about to do really helps release my hips and lower back, and it gets to the inner line of my body, stretching in different relationships to gravity. We could say different planes, but it's going to move around through them. So side to side stretch. Oh, it feels good. Open it up. This is one exercise that I really only do when I'm teaching this class. And which is one reason why I have to keep teaching this class for the rest of my life, because it really helps my back. Then we're going to circle the whole way around, reaching forward, taking it around, and opening it up. Same thing other way. Sideways, reach it out, and open. Think of a line from your sit bone out through your fingertips. And as you're circling forward, you're reaching, then it changes to the other hand. So you're reaching out to your peripheral kinesphere, your peripheral realm of movement. Circling around, opening it up. Fighting the inner rhythm of your body moving together, right? As the bones, the muscles, the fascia, the blood, the lymph move, you're creating an internal coherence. Let's just circle guts, gut body, letting your head, your rib cage, and your pelvis move. So you're not stabilizing one. Our butts are pretty stable, but that whole pelvis is still pouring around. Change direction other way. Mobilizing the spine. Mobilizing the river inside your spine of your nervous system. Is it a river? Energetically, it's kind of a river, although it's a bi-directional river, right? Because the nerves are going out and information is coming back in, right? Information going out and into the brain. Let's change it. And also, it's all surrounded by water. So in that sense, there is like a river-like quality within there. Open it up. It's a better metaphor. I hope you just changed your legs so non-dominant leg is in front. It's a better metaphor for our spine than the spinal column, the architectural structure. Architectural structures generally don't move a whole lot, and our spine has a lot of capacity for movement. Circling the whole way around. Head, tail lengthening. Living bodies are not machines, right? We are alive, organic tissue. Although machines are getting more and more alive, practically. Alive and organic. Scary. All right, let's do the gut circles. Let your shoulders really move on this one. So shoulder blades, see how mine are kind of popping up and down? Get that going. It doesn't, if it feels like what's going on, I'm trying to look like her, don't do it like that. Just feel like which shoulder wants to lift. Let it lift and mobilize. So our posture shouldn't be like rigid. We want dynamic movement in our posture. And when we're moving, we want the body coming along for the ride, right? Not trying to move like the Nutcracker, right? Tin Men soldiers. We're trying to move like embodied animals that we really are. Let's come onto our backs. Knees bent. Coming in for a landing, having a moment of gratitude for the gravitational pull of the earth, which keeps us from falling off. And then let your legs fall from side to side. I'm reading Robert Heinlein's book, Stranger in a Strange Land, which I never read when I was a kid. I read a bunch of his other books, but it's a really good book. I'm totally enjoying it. And I have a painting called Strange Cat in a Strange Land. And it's a nod to him. But also I have two paintings right now that are up at the Alembic, my two aliens. Nobody got the joke why they were called Bob AW1 and Bob AH2. So one was Robert Anton Wilson and the other is Robert A. Heinlein, which both are like people who think differently, maybe more like aliens than other people. I don't know. But anyway, nobody got the joke. Or maybe they did and just didn't tell me. Let's press up. I hope you circled in both directions. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Let's press up. Inhale it. You didn't circle. You just dropped your knees back and forth, lower down, taking my arms up with me. Clearly the caffeine is kicking in. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, press. Let's stay up. Circle your arms down by your sides. Touch them together behind your butt and then circle them back up. Arms are going to circle down. Palms down. Palms touch. Palms down. Palms touch. Easy in your shoulder blades. Flap those wings. Let's just leave them out to the side. Circles with your pelvis. Here's those circles I was talking about a few seconds back or a few minutes back that in my own mind we had done, although we hadn't. Circle. Change direction. Spine is moving. Head, ribs, pelvis have some freedom as we are moving our spines, working the back body, opening the front body. This is super important if you sit a lot to get your pelvis up. Open the front of your body. Roll it down through your spine. Relax into the floor. Let your bone weight drop. So imagine that your bones are very dense and strong and heavy. Bone weight drops into the ground. Muscles, soft tissue, fascia, all the stuff holding you together melts closer to the ground. No extra holding, no extra tension. And then shake it out. Jiggle, shake, shake, shake. Relax your body. And then just gently turn your head from side to side, letting your eyes take in the ceiling or whatever kind of room you're in, the walls, the ceiling. Try not to look too closely at the floor because it may surprise you. And then we're going to do a circle. So hands behind the head, you're going to take your elbow towards your hip, come up the middle, other elbow towards the hip and down. So we're circling around. It's a little circle. Circle crunch, getting your spine moving. And change direction, getting your abs working, getting your obliques working. Two more. And while I was just a non sequitur, my whole life is non sequiturs. While I was teaching movement on this retreat, I wasn't really doing a whole lot of this kind of movement. I was doing a lot of lob on space and a lot of free flow movement and a lot of other stuff, a little bit of this movement, but I am definitely short on this movement for the past 2 weeks. Let's come in My feet are pretty much, my lower leg is perpendicular to the ground, up and down, marching. 1. Pushing the floor away, pelvis up. We're not going to kick on top. You're just going to leave your knee bent. Push with your foot, land with your foot. Push, land. So this is what I'm doing. Push, my toe touches down. It works through my foot to come down. Push and land. March with pointed feet. So you're really using your foot and your calf to push off the floor and to land. Trying to keep the pelvis high. 2 more. Oh, my leg is not even perpendicular. It's a little closer. I can see that. You can see with my stripe. Come in, open a little wider, knees open, knees touch. Inhale, open, exhale, closed. Open, closed, open, closed, open, closed, knees open, knees closed. Back of the body working, open. Pelvis is probably bobbing up and down because you're going to be higher here in the middle than you are, but try to keep it fairly high. Bring it in, roll it down. Let's take the knees in, keep them together for a second, circles. Letting that massage through your back. And then go the other way. I have a lot of padding in this room. This carpet has another one underneath. And then I've got this mat. So if you really want to get to the tissue and it doesn't hurt, you want to get on a harder surface, right? That's going to give you more of a massage. If it hurts, then add more padding. Let's circle the knees away from each other. Big circles. Lubricating up your hip sockets. I'm just playing with my feet. So I'm flexing out and then pointing down just to add an extra step. You can leave your feet relaxed if you want, or you can try what I'm doing. And let's change direction. And then just open up side, side. Circle your feet. Circle the wrists as well, unless you need to hold on to your legs to keep them there. So circling feet, wrists and ankles, change direction. Big stretch. Internally rotate. I'm just going to cross right away. Ankle over knee. Breathe. Surrender, let go. Switch it to the other side so it's wide, internal rotation. Here, dropping down. If you're doing a slightly different version, that's okay. Maybe your body has more intelligence about what it needs than what I'm offering. Every day is a different day in your body, and everything that you need may be slightly different day to day. All right, let's do something. Let me flip around so I have some more leg room. We are going to do big circles. Open, flex it out all the way down and point. Up, out to the side, reach it down. If you want to make this smaller, if your range of motion is less, that's fine. Go smaller. You could even just do circles on the top like this. But don't get too snickety about not moving anything. Most people probably need a little bit more movement in their spines, in their gut body, in their abs, right? So I think we've hyper stabilized ourselves. So that's not really a good word. We have gone for too much stabilization. And mobilization is important, right? We need it to move. And we also need it to be healthy. So our organs in our gut body shouldn't be all jammed up and squeezed together all the time. We shouldn't be treating our body we shouldn't be squeezing the corset all the time, right? We want to let it relax. Look at a baby. Babies are developing their muscles, right? They don't come in fully musculature. With full musculature, they come in. The form is there, but it hasn't built its strength, right? So there's a lot of movement that babies are doing. You can see them doing it, just building that strength, which is why we want babies to be able to move a lot. In other words, don't sit them in a bucket seat unless you're in the car. Let babies really roam as much as possible. Give them lots of movement opportunities so they can develop healthy bodies, right? Our nervous system develops in certain patterns of movement, and we don't want to skip any of those. So it's not like, oh, good, the baby barely even crawled. They got to walking so fast. We actually want babies to crawl a lot. And even like after they've learned to walk, doing some crawling. So let's just do some crawling right now. Flip over. Hopefully you have enough padding for your knees. But crawling is a great pattern for our bodies. So if you have a kid, I've just spent 2 weeks with a little tot, 18 months old, so fun. And who's a great walker and runner, but like sometimes getting down on the floor and crawling with them so that they see that that patterning is also good and important. Right? Babies do a lot of what they see. So if you are an adult with a baby, get down on the floor with them, move around, play in your own body. It will be good for you. Let's take this into a forearms arch and curl. I'm going to curl my toes under in the arch. I'm just kind of pulling a little bit with my arms here, and then push, hollow, curl. Toes curl under, arch, hollow, push, curl. If you want to, you can pop your knees up. I'm just going to pop them up on curl, not on the arch. But you don't have to do that at all if you don't want to. It's really up to you. I could do it here too, but. And then let's come back up onto hands and knees and circle your head. Head circles. This may get your whole spine circling. If so, great. Go the other way. And then let's circle ourself within our shoulders. You can come onto your fingertips or your knuckles if you need to, or just stay with your hands there. Circling, arms are straight. I'm circling my body inside of my shoulders. If that makes no sense to you, just go up and down here. And then go the other way. There may be a little ripple through your spine with that. I could also stabilize my spine and not get that ripple, but for right now, what I need more is movement, not so much stability. I've been sitting on the plane, on the train, in the car, all the things. Let's interlace our hands, push out in front of you, and then change direction. Palms face out, back of the hand. Palm, back of the hand. We're going to take palm out and up, back of the hand, up. I can face you. Palms, back of the hand. Palms, back of the hand. And then I'm just going to take it from one side to the other. I'm bending my elbow, looking over my shoulder, getting a twist in my spine. My fingers are squeezing together to keep my hands from popping apart. Shake it out, let it go. We're going to come all the way down onto our bellies. Let me relocate my mat into a different, there we go. All the way down onto your belly on your mat. We're going to do first just a baby cobra. Inhale up, exhale down, using your breath. Also, like this type of exercise is back strengthening, right? So not just the bridges, we also want to do this if we're sitting a lot. Okay, we're going to do a circle. So you're going to take your ear towards your shoulder, coming up, ear to the other shoulder, bangs to the floor, or forehead to the floor, fringe to the floor, and then go the other way. And then come in, forearms on the floor. You're just going to push, pull,
firing up your pecs and lats a little bit. And then you're going to look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, look over a shoulder and straighten that arm, look over the other shoulder, straighten your arm. Opposite leg, flex, point, come down. Flex, point, down. Flex, point, down. So it's a double pulse, flex, point, down. Looking over your shoulder, contralateral movement. Good, and relax. Bend your knees, relax your legs, let your feet fall from side to side, relax your butt. Shake your tail feather, shake your big bushy foxtail. Maybe it's an Afghan hound tail. Those are pretty cool tails. Then you're going to circle your feet around. So massaging the front of your quads, relaxing tissue in the front of your pelvis, the front of your legs, change direction, relax your guts, relax your butt, relax your glutes. Let go. So some of the exercises that we do are to build strength, some to build mobility, some to relax the tissue and come into a neutral that really is neutral. A little bit of everything. Well, and some bouncy stuff. Like we want to get all these different possibilities into our movement and into our body. All right, so let's do a regular Pilates swim with a pumping breath. So the pumping breath is a big sniff through your nose. You're trying to really huff and puff and get your diaphragm working. Here we go. Lift the whole thing up, float it around. Imagine you're flying in a cloud. Arch all the way up. If you want to bend your knees, you can. Coming back down, up and down 3 or 4 times. Optional bending of the legs. And then take it back into a child's pose. Melt. Let your head, turn your head from side to side, or let your head turn from side to side. I'm kind of pushing with my arms. So it's not that I'm doing the work with my neck. I'm kind of pushing, letting it roll across my face. And then take it into a downward dog. Bending one knee, bending the other. Letting your hips release so you can look under one armpit, look under the other one. Then we're going to lift the heels high, scoop the belly in, around the spine, roll it forward. We're going to keep it moving. I'm going to drop my knees all the way into an up dog. I'm going to curl my toes under, drop my head, push with my arms, butt to the ceiling, lowering my heels. Lift the heels, scoop the belly in, around your spine, roll it forward. This time we're just going to come to a plank. Drop your head, push, roll it up, lower your heels. Heels high, scoop, round, roll it forward. Find your plank, drop your head, push, roll it up, lower your heels. Heels high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, curl, roll it forward, lengthen it out, push, drop your head, up to the ceiling. Bring your legs a little closer together, lower your heels. One leg up as high as it can go. 8, pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch it to the other side. Pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And take it down. Costume readjustment. Release your wrists out and in. Let that move through your elbows into your chest and lungs. And we're going to take it back down onto your forearms. Let's go into a forearm plank. In that plank, rotate out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. One knee to the floor at a time, parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Twisting under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it down. Melt into the floor. Oh, I can feel my heartbeat. Feel the rhythm of your body. Big breathing. And then take your hands next to your chest, arch up, take it back to elbows and knees. Kicking one leg out behind you, straight leg up to the ceiling, up and down. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Long body. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming up onto your knees, walk them back a little bit. Big circles with your hips down to the floor. Push back with your butt. Circling around, mobilizing that hip socket. Femur head into your pelvis. Change direction whenever you want. Good. And let me just do a time check. All right. We are not going to do a whole lot more. We're just going to do some stretching. So let's come into one foot in front of the other. Ooh, got a little. There we go. One foot in front of the other. Just walk it out. Release down. Getting a little cramp in my calf because I had coffee and not water for breakfast. Anyway, swish from side to side, head, tail, freedom. Inner body opening up, letting go. And then change it. Non-dominant leg goes in front, same thing. If this hurts your knees, change the position. You don't have to do it this way. For a long time, yeah, my knees were not capable of doing this. And this one's still like, not quite certain. I'm going to give it a shot. Good. And then coming up. So just because I said that, I want to do this for my knees. I'm going to come up and I'm going to take my butt towards my heels and then press up. So here's the exercise, just slowly taking it down and then up. If you want to make it harder, you take it back on the angle and bring it up. I'm going to go back and forth with that. Down and up, angling back and up. If this hurts, don't do it or don't go to that range of motion. If you want to make it harder, take it deeper. If you want to give yourself a partner, use your arms to help you balance. It'll take the weight off a little bit. So make it work for you. But I feel like this is one of the exercises that helped me with the pes and serine bursitis that I had. That's why we're doing it. Lots of sitting. Knees don't get very happy with that for me. They need to move, but lots of walking too. If I don't stretch also, my knees can be unhappy. All right, that's the last one of those. So that's also giving you a quad stretch as you're on that incline. Stretching and working at the same time. Take it into a forward fold. Walk your butt from side to side. In whatever forward fold you got, it doesn't have to be a deep one. Come up a little bit and then just walk your butt from side to side. You could be vertical for this. Get your butt moving forward and then backward. Super important skill to have. What if your legs suddenly fell off? You could still move if you didn't have them, as long as you could do this walk. You can see how it sequences through my body, right? So we want to be able to do that sit bone walk, forward and backward. That's also going to help release any kind of scar tissue you have, maybe in your sit bones and in your butt. And often people do, because at some point, a lot of people have overstretched their hamstrings, right? Or their lower back. So we're getting movement in all that tissue. Good. Then we're going to take it forward, and you're going to go with a smaller walk, but the same thing. Taking it, maybe you don't go very far. Maybe your knees are really bent for this. Either, however it is, fine. Gentle and slow. Finding a rhythm in your body. And then surrender into your forward fold. Breathe big, deep breaths into your belly. Big, deep breaths into your gut body so that the diaphragm is pushing down into your organs. And then coming up, let's take the arms out to the side, stretching over to one side. Opening up, take it to the other side. Oh, I'm loving today in my body. This is my favorite stretch today. It's my side body is like, yes, I need that. It may be different for you. All right, let's do one last hip stretch. Cross your ankle over your knee, taking it forward and down. You can wiggle around there. You could also do this laying down if that's easier for you, grabbing behind your knee. Switch it to the other side. Good. And then release that. You're going to bang your legs out, hitting your hamstrings and your calves, and then rotate in and out. Loose and easy. Bang it out, rotate in and out. Give it a little hit. And then slide your feet in, open them wide. Bend one knee and then the other, shifting from side to side. So big weight shift. If you have the extra chutzpah and you want to make this bigger and harder, you're just going to take it down to one side, press it up, down to the other side. Just an option. You can use the floor. I'm just trying to strengthen my legs since I haven't been dancing as much. So I'm like, oh, I got to get those big muscles going. If that's too much, use your hands or skip it. Just go side to side here. This is also good. All right. We are at the end of it all. Coming in to breathe. Inhale, open. Reach to the heavens. I can practically touch the ceiling in here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, open, ribcage, lungs, and heart. Just give it a little shake. Let it go. Last one. Inhale, open. Letting go. Good job. You moved your body today. Yay. It's always helpful to move your body every day in different ways. All right. So let me end the stream